Hey, what's up and welcome back everyone to another Warzone Pacific video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the new snipers that you should be using after the most recent Season 3 update. If you weren't tracking, there were massive changes to the snipers with this update. Most snipers can no longer one-shot headshot. The Kar98, the Swiss, they're pretty much dead. So we're going to be going through what weapons you should be using both in Caldera and Rebirth Island. I'm going to be showing you the stats between the aim down sight speed, the bullet velocity, and then I'm also going to be showing you the builds that you should be using. If you guys appreciate this style of video where I provide a lot of value and stats to you, make sure to drop a like on this video. Subscribe for even more because we're getting very close to 500,000. And I do want to thank the sponsor of today's video real quick, and that is Scuf. You guys have known I've been using this Infinity 4PS for the longest time, but I recently upgraded to the Scuf Reflex, which is their new PlayStation 5 controller. And if you don't know what a Scuf is by now, it has custom paddles on the back of the controller that allow you to remap your face buttons. So you can bind things like ping, you can bind things like sliding or jumping, to where you never have to take your right thumb off of your aim. So you can constantly aim, but still get max movement speed. One of my favorite things about it is the digital triggers on top, which is great for FPSs, because as you can see, I'm clicking like a mouse click right there. So I can click even faster, I can shoot even faster, I can move even better. So if you guys want to try out Scuf for yourself, click on the link down in the pinned comment and the description. You can use code ISAAC, ISAAC, for 5% off your order. And I promise you, once you go to Scuf, you will never go back. It is absolutely game-changing. And hey, we're probably not going to be sniping much anymore, so you might as well get down and dirty, get into the movement, get ready to clear buildings with a Scuf in your hand. Now, without further ado, let's talk about the meta changes that have happened. So, JGod mentioned in his most recent video, this actually just came out earlier today. Shout out to him. This will be linked down below as well. He covers all of the patch notes for all the changes happening with this season. But the big change that we're all focused on is the sniper meta. So as you can see here, he's built out a graph that shows us 1-shot, 2-shot, and then purple there is 3-shot. And these are headshots. So the only guaranteed 1-shot headshot snipers are HDR, AX50, ZRG, 3-line, and the Grenko or the PTRS anti-tank rifle. If you're wanting to use the Modern Warfare car, these are all in increments of 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55. You have to be within that range. So this could still be viable for Caldera, for Rebirth Island, but in Caldera where we're sniping across the map, most of these snipers are pretty much going to be dead. So we're going to be covering first all of the new long-range builds, which one is best and what build to use, and then we're going to be covering a couple of these for our faster aim down sight builds that you might want to bring into Rebirth Island. All right, let's get into it. So the site that I'm using is sim.gg. Now I love True Game Data. He's the homie, but he's missing a little bit of information for things like the HDR. So I had to pull out sim.gg. Sim, the nice thing about them is they use data mining and they pull all of the information off of the actual COD game itself. So we know all this information is completely accurate. So the HDR, the standard build for this, for all of these 5 that we're going for right here, is for max bullet velocity and max aim down sight, like minimal aim down sight when we can. Okay, so but we're dealing with Caldera. We're aiming across the map. We need bullet velocity. So we're going Monolith Expressor, HDR Pro, TAC Laser, FTAC Stalker, and then Sleight of Hand. You can add a 7-round. I personally wouldn't want to rock that. Bipod if you like to crouch, but you can just hold your breath. And you could rock a smaller magnification lens, but that's not the intent of these builds. So let's get into some of the numbers real quick, okay? So the ADS time of this is 560 milliseconds. Now, if you were to compare that to something like the meta Kar98, it's gonna hurt a little bit because the meta Kar98 was 387 milliseconds, but we'll get back to that. So keep that in mind, 560 milliseconds, but it has an insane muzzle velocity of 1,300 meters per second. Okay. Big focus here is headshots. Okay, I'm not super worried about body shot damage. We can see that it does 214 to the neck, 112 to the chest. So even in Caldera, you're going to have to hit multiple body shots, or at the very least, one headshot to fully get that kill. Now, what I think is better than that is the ZRG. And I frankly think the ZRG is the best sniper right now inside of Warzone. So we've got the Wrap Suppressor, Combat Recon, SWAT 5 milliwatt, because a 5 milliwatt now helps out with your aim down sight. It helps by 89 milliseconds. We're rocking the Royal and Cross 6 times, which not only helps with our aim down sight, but it also cleans up one of the ugliest things about the ZRG. If you use the ZRG in the past, you know typically this like bezel around the scope covers the entire edge of your screen, so you can't see anything outside of what's within your optic, and I hate that. So what I've been rocking all the way since last year, oh my gosh, over a year since I posted this video, is I've been rocking the Royal and Cross whenever I rock this gun. I still have great magnification, but I still got to keep that situational awareness if someone comes in the side of my screen. And on top of that, I still get additional aim down sight speed. So what this gives us is an aim down sight of 511. Keep in mind that is faster than the HDR, but it also gives us 1321 meters per second, which is also faster than the HDR. Now, a lot of people thought the AX50 was going to be the new meta. Now, this is the AX50 built out for long range, monolithic suppressor, factory barrel, tack laser, Sengarm's assassin, and stippled pistol grip. Feel free to take screenshots of all these, by the way, because these are like the meta long range build. The stippled pistol grip helps out with faster aim down sight speed. It also helps out with sprint to fire, and the Sengarm assassin helps out with your aim down sight. I'll let you real quick take a screenshot of this, and take a screenshot of this, and take a screenshot of this. And what the AX50 does is it allows us to get a pretty decent aim down sight time of 531 milliseconds, which is almost as fast as the ZRG, faster than the HDR, but the bullet velocity is worse than both. So me personally, I probably don't see myself rocking the AX50 because the ZRG is just better in both ways. It aims down sight faster and it has better bullet velocity. And so that for that reason, I feel like the AX50 isn't going to be my go-to. ZRG is still going to be my go-to. The only other option you might consider, and this one's really unique, is the 3-line. Once again, the 3-line does one-shot headshot. And with this build right here, Mercury Silencer, Empress 514, Zach Custom, Silent Focus, which helps out with the aim sway. It doesn't say it on the site. The site doesn't have an aim sway metric. That's one of the great things about the site is as you pull it up, it'll tell you everything from the data mining, like insane numbers. But it doesn't have anything for aim sway. So we also rock the heavy foregrip, which doesn't help, which helps out with aim sway, but it doesn't show up. But we rock the 30-06 20-round mags. And it's incredibly fast. Even if we were to rock the 7.62 5-round mag, that's only 17 milliseconds faster than a 20-round mag sniper. So in my opinion, this is the way to go if you're gonna rock this gun. You can just get 20 rounds and just rain hate downfield with this gun. We rock the fabric grip. I originally used to rock the leather grip, but the leather grip has the exact same help for aim down sight as the fabric grip, and the fabric grip has some additional benefits with things like sprint to fire. Let's look at the numbers now. ADS time is actually 479. That's better than the ZRG, and the muzzle velocity is worse. It's 1,000, but at the same time, I get 20 rounds where the ZRG only gets 5. Now, if I really want to go all out, I can go 3-round magazine and then throw on Serpent Wrap and bring this down to 471 milliseconds and 1,300 meters per second, which beats the 3-line on both. Now, this would be like a solos loadout, right? This is max aim down sight, solos build. We still have the crazy magnification, and we have the crazy bullet velocity, but I wouldn't rock this in quads because you only have 3 bullets. Now, getting over to the Grenco anti-tank rifle, like, this is just a waste of your time. Don't even consider this. 750 milliseconds when you start to throw in the bullet velocity barrels. It has decent muzzle velocity, but not even as good as the ZRG. This is a complete waste of your time. So, in my opinion, ZRG is the way to go, and you can either rock the 3-round for the max aim down sight, or you can rock the 5-round for something a little bit more practical. From there, I would probably say the 3-line, because we have that 20 rounds, and then I would say the HDR, Old Faithful, then the AX50. Okay, and then the Grenco. Don't even waste your time. Okay, so let's talk about some close range options, right? So this is the Meta Car 98. And as we have to keep in mind, the Meta Car 98 only is going to hit one-shot headshot within like 50, 60 meters. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's going to be tough on Caldera. Rebirth, probably pretty good for most situations, but it's not going to be great. True Game Data does have a really nice feature on his site. When you build out the weapon, it'll show like the max range, which will show you like the actual damage number fall off. But at the end of the day, if you want the best, you need to go with the Pellington. The Pellington has the best when it comes to fast snipers for one-shot headshot range. So for the Pellington, what we're going to do is we're going to rock Wrap Suppressor, Combat Recon, 5 milliwatt, Bruiser Grip, and this only helps out with movement speed. It doesn't help out with aim down sight, but it's nice because the only other things are optics, which we won't change, stocks, which help out with sprint to fire, which isn't super useful for snipers. So we might as well move around the map a little bit faster with the bruiser. And then the serpent wrap, which helps out with our aim down sight. But check this out. The aim down sight is 389 milliseconds compared to the car, which is 387. It's basically the exact same. But then the car has 125 meters or 1,125 meters per second, and the Pellington has 1,239. Like, this is basically better than the car in some ways. I've had people telling me to try the Pellington for a long time, and I'm really trying to figure out why I wouldn't. I know I'm comfortable with the car. It's got the nice thin bezel. And honestly, with controllers, you get a little bit, I think that's what it was. You get more rotational aim assist with Modern Warfare snipers than Cold War snipers. So keep that in mind. If you try the Pellington, you might notice a little bit of less aim slowdown as you come across someone's head, right? Kind of like the Swiss. Some people don't like the Swiss because the Modern Warfare Car 98 would slow on their head, where the Swiss would just kind of like swing right by it. So keep that in mind. But the Pellington, bar for bar, is pretty dang good, and it has more range than the car by like 20 meters, which unlike Rebirth Island will make a big difference. From there, if you want guaranteed one-shot headshots no matter where you are on the map, we can try the AX50 quickscope build. This reminds me of like Homage, Dirty, Bartonologist, like early Warzone, and this is the way to rock it. Factory barrel, tack laser, Vanguard assassin, stippled grip. If you want to stay true to it, you can rock just the regular sniper scope and rock like sleight of hand. Keep in mind, focus isn't very good on sniper rifles. It's great on marksman rifles. It sucks. It does like -5% flinch or something. Exclusive Ace did a video on it. It's not that good on snipers. So I would just rock sleight of hand. But if you want to go full aim down sight as fast as you can aim this down in 383 milliseconds, an AX50. That's the same speed. That's faster than the meta Car 98 build. Now, keep in mind, you don't have a suppressor, and the real kicker is atrocious bullet velocity. So don't expect to be sniping people across the map with this. But if you want a guaranteed one-shot headshot and a little bit of a challenge, the AX50 could be your way to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to run through these one more time. If you didn't already, make sure to hit a screenshot of these. Drop a like on this video if you haven't already. It does a huge favor to me. Subscribe, help me reach that 500K goal. And once again, shout out to Scuf for sponsoring this video. Like I said, seems like the sniper meta, it's been in the game for over 2 years, like a dominant meta. It's been one of the most selected guns, period. Like more than ARs, Car 98s have been more selected. So I think it's been a time for a change, and I think this is a good balance where you can still have the fun of quick scoping. And like, I mean, let's be honest, 400 milliseconds is still pretty dang fast. We're still going to be able to quick scope. We're still going to be having a lot of fun with snipers, but they just dialed it back just a little bit. But ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be live over on Twitch. If you want to click the link in the description, I'm going to be testing out these snipers live all night tonight with season 3. So make sure to swing by and say hello if you have any questions or if you want to show some love. But I will see you all on the next YouTube video. Peace.